wanted to hop on and give some of my picks for UFC 314 in Miami. I'm super excited about this card, actually. There's a lot of depth to it, a lot of intrigue, a lot of storylines. I can't help but mention what a crazy week it's been in MMA news. GFL imploding, which is not surprising, I think, to a lot of us, but it was kind of in spectacular fashion, I would say, canceling their events. A lot of questions about if they even had the money to start up from the beginning, which I don't believe they did. Also, some PFL drama, Don Davis and Ariel getting into it, Ariel getting criticism for promoting the GFL. It was a lot of spiciness on Twitter yesterday, but let's get back to my picks. UFC 314. Let's start with one of my storylines to watch, old versus young up here. Chase Hooper and the great Jim Miller. He has had over 40 fights in the UFC. His UFC debut was when Chase was just 9 years old. Can you believe that? Cool fight. All these fights are really well matched. I'm going to go with Chase. We'll see. I feel like this could be a big moment for him. Jim Miller is tough, battle-tested, obviously. He has a veteran IQ. He definitely could win. I'm not sure who the favorite is in this fight, but I'm going to go with Chase by submission. Next, we have Dominic Reyes fighting Nikita Krylov. Nikita's been out for a while. Reyes is coming off 2 wins after his 4-fight losing streak. We all know he was the next big thing, and he fought John Jones. He thought he won. A lot of people thought he won, but ever since then, he couldn't seem to bounce back mentally. He got knocked out or finished 3 times in a row, and now he's back with 2 wins, working his way back up the ranks. Obviously, light heavyweight is like rock, paper, scissors. You never know who's going to win, but he has all the physical tools. I just don't know if he has the mental tools to be successful in like top 5 in the UFC right now. So I'm going to pick Nikita Krylov by KO or TKO. Then we have Mr. Pitbull making his UFC debut against Yair Rodriguez. Really fun fight. I like this fight, even though after the presser, I kind of want to see Yair fight Diego Lopez, but that's another conversation. Pitbull, unfortunately, despite his pedigree and championships, I think he's way past his prime. I would like to see him fight Jose Aldo. I think Yair is going to take this fight. I think he's going to win. I don't think it's going to be as good of a fight as people think it's going to be, but I don't know. Pitbull could really bring it because he's excited to make a name in the UFC, but I'm picking Yair. I think he's going to get a finish. Then we have Silva versus Bryce Mitchell. Bryce, we know, has been in the news a lot lately for the crazy things that he says on his podcast and in general. And while I think he is very lost person in his personal life, I'm here to analyze his life inside the octagon, and he is a phenomenal grappler, and you can't get away from that. I think Silva's good. Obviously, fighting nerds are on a hot streak right now. He's a great striker, but I don't think he's been as tested as Bryce has been, and Bryce is a beast on the mat. So I'm going to pick Bryce by finish. Next, we have the co-main, Paddy Pimblett versus Michael Chandler. I think this is actually one of the most intriguing fights on the card. Paddy, I've always underestimated, but to be fair, I don't think he's really met his expectations of being the next big thing. I think they've brought him along really well. However, he's never had like a spectacular breakout performance, I would say. If he could finish Michael Chandler, beat Michael Chandler, this would be it. But I do not think it's going to happen. Despite my criticisms of Chandler and his 0 fight IQ, I'm not a big fan, obviously, and he has not had a lot of wins in the UFC, but he's been fighting top competition every time, bringing it every time, and I don't know if Paddy can overcome the sheer physicality and chaos that Michael Chandler brings to the table, and I believe it's a 5-round fight, so I'm going to pick Chandler in this fight begrudgingly. And then last but not least, we have the main event, Alex Volkanovski fighting Diego Lopez. Fun fight. As Luke Thomas pointed out, No one historically has been knocked out twice and regained the title, and he's also up there in age. So there's a historic rule for that too as well. I think personally, I had this epiphany. Even though the match on paper seems good, I kind of have a feeling that Volkanovski is gonna like crush Diego Lopez. I just don't think he's done yet. I know he has a questionable chin, or people have questions about his chin, his age, but he's a phenomenal fighter. I mean, look what he did to Holloway, and Holloway is a phenomenal fighter. I don't think Diego, despite his youth and chaos and aggression, I just don't think he is as tested as Volkanovski is. I think Volkanovski is gonna take or win one for the old guys. For the guard's not gonna change quite yet. Yeah, I think he's got it, and I think he's gonna make it look easy. Who knows? I might look back and change my mind, but I think he's gonna make it look easy. Either way, I want him to win, and I feel like if Diego Lopez loses, he's really not losing any stock either way. I think he's in a good place. It's Volkanovski that has a lot more to lose. But those are my picks. I think Volkanovski is probably going to be the star of the night. Who do you think is going to be the star? Who are your picks to win fight of the night? Any of it? Tell me what you think in the comments. I'll be watching. I hope you will be too.